Hello, hi. Coming to you live from a very exhausted, very iron deficient, very pregnant mom. It's not even 11 a.m. yet, but I had this handy dandy coffee that I made with white chocolate mocha syrup. I attempted to copy Starbucks's because that's all I had in Thailand. My theory is by the time I'm finished with this, I will be a whole different person. I barely have enough breath and enough energy to stand upright. The only time I feel okay is when I'm laying down. You okay? You bumped your head? I've been really into skincare lately. I say that, but I only have like 3 products. I have this birch juice moisturizing cream. It's gonna be true mom diaries because I'm a mom. This is from Round Lab. It's birch juice moisturizing serum. Honestly, the whole skincare, if I could sum up this pregnancy so far in one word, it would be hard. On top of being pretty iron deficient, Augie and Kairos are both in seasons where they require a substantial amount of energy. We are trying to kind of wean Kairos off of being an iPad kid because we absolutely fell into that trap. With all of the travel happening, it just always ends up happening that way. Augie is also in a phase where he is constantly screaming, just screaming for the things that he wants. I feel like I am overstimulated 99% of the day. But it has also been rewarding seeing just their growth, seeing Kairos's and Augie's relationship form. If I can take the time and have some gratitude for the season I'm in, then I feel like I will not have any regrets. And here it is. Here's the look of the day. Here are 3 bags worth of clothes that I am giving away. Big announcement, we are moving. We're in the process of looking for another house. At least by September, we are moving. Everything we own needs to be essential or it's getting thrown away. I think living in one house, in one town for a long time is honestly a luxury that I sometimes dream about. Thank you. But because we don't have that, we just can't. For our mental health sake, we just can't. Today was a dud. I feel like I did nothing. I just wanted to lay down most of the day. Kids had a pretty hard time today. It was not very fun. I am going to start dinner. Pizza dough to make. I do want to make bread. I also want to make some type of dessert for tonight. I also have to make the pizza sauce. Chop up all of these fruits and veggies that Tyler just bought. I'm gonna turn on a book. I'm currently listening to C.S. Lewis called Till We Have Faces. And I'm gonna zone out for the next couple hours probably. As I was checking the things off of my to-do list, I slowly started to notice my mood improving. My countenance became lighter and the weight of not doing enough started to lessen. At the end of it all, I felt tired, exhausted even, honestly, but in the way that makes you feel satisfied with the day. It's the way I imagine my husband might feel after going out and chopping a bunch of wood for us to have during the winter so we can stay warm. A feeling of being tired after providing for your family. It's the good kind of tired. It reminds me of the verse in Proverbs that says, "The soul of the sluggard gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." If you notice, it's talking about the soul. The soul cannot receive any material items from this world, so it can't be talking about earthly riches. There is a deeply spiritual and biblically rooted call for us to work hard, not for the riches of this world, but for the nourishment of our soul. I'm not saying that we shouldn't take time for rest as well. that is also a biblical and healthy practice that we all need to prioritize and not feel bad for doing, especially as a pregnant woman. But there is a time for everything, and for every activity, a season for it to be done. Good morning. I was just journaling about how lately I've been feeling just kind of disconnected from myself and who I want to be. Traveling with 2 babies, my brain automatically went to social media for comfort, for relaxation, for those down moments when there's nothing to do but sit in an airport and wait. Scrolling became my source of just zoning out. I did read a lot. I actually read quite a few books. For the moments where I couldn't just put in my headphones and go to another world, I found myself just scrolling a lot more. Whenever that happens for me, it takes me out of myself. That's where a lot of comparison comes in, a lot of anxiety about so many things, honestly. I was just writing about how I need to take a break from that, really get back to the things that make me feel like me. Being outside, journaling. I have to stop letting the pregnancy control my life. Thankful for the grace of God, really for His mercy that brings me to that realization. He doesn't allow you to stay where you are, but He continues every morning with new mercy to gently guide you in the right direction. So we are here at the park on this beautiful Saturday. It's a little bit overcast, so it's not beaming sun. I brought the bread that I made last night and some tuna that we made and the cookies that I made last night also. And we had a little picnic. It's been wonderful. This is why we observe a Sabbath. All week long, we are go, go, go. It is very healthy for our family to just take a moment to rest, to not do all of the things, not have to do all of the things. Do our best to just enjoy one another and enjoy the things we like to do, like being outside as a family. The boys are playing. I'm enjoying the sun. It's currently 4 a.m. and I think I've been up since like 3:30 because I just have so much anxiety about this move and which house to choose. When I wake up like this in the middle of the night, I take it as an opportunity to pray. am trying to add more color into my journal. I got some watercolor pencils and watercolor paint. Okay, outfit and look of the day. Makeup done. And I'm wearing just a little dress because it's hot and we don't have air conditioning. I am going on a hunt for parchment paper. I'm gonna take you with me. Alright, so I actually found some parchment paper. At least it says it's parchment paper. Not yet. Put it on the table. So the taste, I would say, is like 7 out of 10. Some of them I didn't roll thin enough, so if you can see, it's a little thicker and has a biscuit type of texture, but it's sweet and it still has the cinnamon sugar flavor, which is really delicious. Some of them I really got down and they definitely have the crunch. Do you see how much this is right here? Do you know how long I was in the kitchen rolling out the dough as thin as I could possibly make it? Do you know how much work this was for my muscles? I will never make this again. Someone would have to specifically request it for a special occasion like Kairos or Tyler for their birthday or something. And I would have to triple the recipe in order for it to be worth it, because I'm going to eat this in one sitting. I eat 3 bowls of cereal in one sitting. So this is not cutting it for the amount of work that I just did. And I feel like that should have been a disclaimer in the recipe. Before I sign off, I wanted to show you guys my July wrap up. The songs I've been listening to. I have had not a lot of time to listen to music actually, but when I do put something on, it's Bon Iver's new album, Sable Fable. I get caught looking in the mirror on the regular. Chef Kiss. If you didn't know this about me, I would consider myself an audiophile. I think that's how you say it. Like, music is a part of my soul. Like, I don't just listen to music. I feel it in every fiber of my being. That's why I included songs in this section, because songs to me represent the season that I'm in. Psalm 91 by Jonathan Ogden. But I will abide in the safety of your shadow. And Wash by John Bellion. Like a million diamonds, let it wash all over. Oh my gosh. That song is core in my soul. I love that song so stinking much, and there's nothing like so significant about it. There's just something about it that is perfect in every way. The books I've been reading. Earlier this month I read a book called Other Birds, which was a strange little book, honestly. It's funny, when it comes to talking about books, I can barely remember the synopsis. I just remember how I felt during reading it and after reading it. During reading it, I was like, when is it gonna get to the good part? I'm pretty sure it was about a girl whose mother had recently passed away. She was left a house, and so she goes to her mother's house, and it's in this community of people, and she encounters a bunch of different mysterious characters. There's a hint of magical realism in it, which is why I picked it up in the first place. As I'm reading it, I'm just like, what is happening? Anyway, I gave that book 2 stars. The next book I read was called The Names by Florence Knapp. It was so good. It's about a woman named Cora who's married to an abusive man. She has 2 children. It is a tradition in that family to name the son after the previous men. When she goes to register the name, that's where the alternate timelines split. In one timeline, she follows through and names the son the same name as his dad and as his dad and as his dad. In another timeline, she chooses a different name. In another timeline, she chooses a completely different name. You follow the life of not only the mom, but the children. You see the impact that just the choice of his name has on the family. It was so beautifully written, so heart gripping, living the story, breathing the story. I just loved it so much. Props to you, Florence Knapp. I gave that book 4.5 stars, and that's high for me. Another book I read was called The Girl I Was. This was a time travel, second chance at life type of book. Honestly, it wasn't my fave. It read to me like a sitcom. There should have been a laugh track. Not only a sitcom, but like a sitcom for maybe really young adults. It's a girl who, it starts off, she's very unhappy with her life, and she gets to travel back in time to her college self. It follows her trying to understand what will help her get back to the future. She has a lot of realizations along the way. She interacts with her college self, and it's her and her college self, basically, the whole entire story. I just didn't like it because the maturity level of the 2 characters was just insanely low. I'm actually not sure if this is a YA book, but I can't even picture me like as a young adult really getting into this. Maybe like 10 years ago I would have loved this simply because of the time travel element. I just found the dialogue of the characters to almost be insufferable. I gave that book 2 stars. And then I read Till We Have Faces by C.S. Lewis. I did not realize until the very end, literally until I finished the book, that this is actually a retelling of an already existing myth, which makes sense for what I'm about to say next. Like, this story did not seem like anything C.S. Lewis would have written. I say that because I saw no biblical allegory, maybe some here and there. It's hard to even describe what it was about. I really can't even describe it. It's about a woman who's the daughter of a king. It ends up being this woman and her battle between the gods, like her relationship to the gods and how inadequate she is. It was not my favorite C.S. Lewis book, and if I haven't said this already, C.S. Lewis is my favorite author of all time. Like, he can do no wrong, which is why I still gave this 3 stars, but it makes sense now that this was a retold kind of mythology, I think it's Greek mythology story. So earlier in the month, I read a book called Our Infinite Fates, and this plot sucked me in. It's about, oh gosh, here we go. Try to remember the plot. Okay. This couple, right? So there's a girl. It's about this girl who she can only live until she's 18. And once she's about to turn 18, her lover / enemy comes to kill her. And once he kills her, they both die and reincarnate into another life. The whole time, she, number one, is in love with this guy. They are in love with each other, and she does not understand why he keeps killing her in every single lifetime. She cannot remember the origin of them. Only he can. You follow them through several different lifetimes. There's a present reality that they're living in, and then there's several different past realities that it's retelling, and through those past realities you get a greater sense of why he keeps killing her in every lifetime. It was a good story, not gonna lie. There were a few parts where I'm like, okay, can we get on with it? For the quality of books I've been reading lately, it was good. Like, it's the, I would say, fantasy version of a palate cleanser. I know for some people this book could be epic, but for me it was good. I give it 3 stars. Wow, that was my first book wrap up, and I don't even know if there's still anyone watching at this point, but I feel good that I just talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books in a whole video. Hobbies I've been getting into: skincare. I think I talked about this earlier in the video. Korean skincare has been kind of my subconscious obsession, like weirdly obsessed with washing my face. I mean, before I really just put water on my face. I never used soap on my face because it always makes me break out. I found out about double cleansing, and honestly I feel like I do notice a difference in my skin. And then I got really into Korean skincare. I chose this brand called Round Lab because it's pregnancy safe. It's been just a fun little self-care hobby. Would you consider it a hobby? I do. My goal and my current little hobby I've been doing is watercolor. Really want to get superiorly good in my standards at watercolor. Favorite memories, really quick. Augie turned 1 in Thailand and we got to go see the elephants, and that was so fun. Kairos turned 3 in Dushanbe. We got to play with his little friend in a play place. It was so fun, so sweet. My babies are getting older, and that definitely was the highlight of this month. That brings me to my goals for next month. I started a little diet, started to cut out majority sugars, cut out processed food, no soda, homemade things, mostly whole foods mostly. I follow someone called the Glucose Goddess because I'm really trying to kind of eat a low glycemic diet. I know that if I continue to eat the way I have been eating, I'm not on a good trajectory. So I want to start now the habits that I want to live, but also I want to pass on to my children. I do want to start exercising, and I want to sew more. My bright idea. I want to start a booktube channel. I want a place where I can go to simply talk about the books that I'm reading. I want to do reading vlogs. I want to do reading challenges. I want to encourage other people to read different books than they're used to. I just want to talk about books with people who love talking about books. I think that would be so fun, even if it's just a handful of people. But I feel like if I started a booktube, it would be purely for my enjoyment and entertainment. There's so many of my friends now who have booktubes, who have book talks, who are amazing booktubers. Like, they're so fun to watch, and even if it's literally just them watching my videos, I just think it would be so fun. Let me know if you think it's a good idea for me. If you stayed to the end of this video and you are actually watching right now, I want you to comment your favorite emoji. Don't say anything about it, just comment it to let me know that you're a real one. Because truly, if you are here still, you're a real one, and you just listen to me yap, which means you'll do great on my booktube channel. Anyway, with that, I will go. I need to go make dinner and take a shower. You know I'm bad at intros, so I'll just say, see you next time. Love you, bye.